So today we're talking about Fiverr, and I think that Fiverr could potentially have a role to play in a voice actor's career.
And I couldn't disagree more. Oh, yeah, yeesh. Now, this is poking my not so funny bone really hard. And I wanted to call this one, how low is low, how high is high. Now, you and I have distinctly different viewpoints on this one. But again, I have to come clean on this. I have no experience with Fiverr whatsoever. I've never gone into it. I've never done it. I don't recommend it to clients because I don't want... Now, here's the thing. It's called Fiverr. Doesn't that mean everything on there is $5?
Actually, no. And that's one of the misconceptions that I think it's important we blow up. But before I go there, I do want to say, Kate, that you and I really don't disagree on this. I'm not suggesting that voice talent should go out and put themselves up on Fiverr and start, blowing out 10 jobs a day at $50 a piece. But it's not $5. The way Fiverr works is you have to go in, you have to offer something for $5, one service for $5. But you can then add what they call extras, I think it's called, which means that, you actually want like a wave file. Oh, that's an extra $10. Oh, you want me to record more than 6 words. So that's an extra $20. And generally the jobs are going to get up to, $50 maybe or something like that. By the time the client actually checks out and they've checked off all the extras they want, it's probably more like $40 or $50, which is still way too low.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, again, are you a voiceover or are you a full-blown production house? And this is where you just get started. This makes me crazy. I find this insane. And it's like, you know what? You cannot master voiceover by being so scattershot. And this is the voice of experience speaking. My God, you can't shoot it with all over the place like that. I want you to just be focused on being a really killer voice talent and, developing your skills and doing that. That is really what's needed and wanted of you more than anything. And I get that people want to get, I'm just going to do a few jobs and then I'll afford my demo. And this is the idea behind it, correct?
Well, let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
There's a young voice actor, and I'm not going to mention him by name, but I have mentioned him by name in conferences and stuff. Mm-hmm. Great guy, very talented. He's in the greater New York area, and he didn't have a ton of money in his pocket. So what he did is he went to Fiverr and he set up his account and he was doing those $50 jobs. And he did this for 6 months, which was long enough. And he was successful. He made in 6 months, I think it was $5,000-$6,000 or something like that. Okay. So he made enough to be able to afford the coaching that he wanted, to be able to afford to get a good, professionally done commercial demo. And then the minute he was able to get those resources together, he walked away from Fiverr and he hasn't looked back since. So it filled a role for this guy. I'm not suggesting that it's a way that all new talent should go, because I even hate the thought of giving Fiverr the opportunity to have good talent there. See, that's the other thing that scares the heck out of me, Kate, is that you go there and not everybody sucks. You would think that they do, but they don't.
No, I wouldn't think everyone sucks, because that's just not the way of the world. I don't expect that ever. You're bound to find a pearl in a clam somewhere. You know what I mean? It's bound to happen. It doesn't mean they're in every one of them. It doesn't make any sense. But that guy did 120 some odd jobs in 6 months' time, correct? A lot has changed in the last 2 to 3 years. And what has occurred, I think, in the last 2 to 3 years, probably more over anything else, is that Fiverr, some idiot out there is going, you guys should do Fiverr. You're just getting started. And so everyone, I'm going to make some money before I, get trained. No, you got to invest. It's just like any skill that you master at all. You have to invest in yourself, and that starts with training. Numero freaking uno. And you don't start out making money. Sorry. It's not like you're working at McDonald's and going, I'm going to be a chef someday. Give me a freaking break. It just doesn't work that way. My biggest issue with this thing is that there's conditioning in that. You're conditioning yourself to go, low ball, but it's also conditioning the people who are actually looking for this type of work. Oh, I can get it for $50. This idea of something for nothing that's what I have an issue with, I guess, probably more than anything else, expecting something for nothing. And it's like, and truthfully, again, your friend the guy from New York, God love him, man. I love his resolve and that kind of thing, but it's, to have realistic goals. Here's the thing. I base everything on this. The definition of unhappiness is when reality does not meet expectation, right? So it should stand to reason that if you have realistic expectations, the likelihood of you being happier is far greater. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
So, the point is that when we speak about Fiverr, I think it undermines talent agents. I think it undermines truly what is the low end of the pond in terms of work.
Kate, I absolutely agree with you. And I don't think on this one, we're necessarily going to end up simpatico in a real happy place where we both agree. But I think we can agree to disagree at least and to move on from there.
I agree with you there.